All right, 1 2 1 2 in the place to be. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing out there? I am Frank. In conversation and your thoughts, there's a lot to talk about on Grammy night, so we can touch on music a little bit as well. But we certainly going to prep you up and get you ready for the Super Bowl. This is NBA window for trades. Teams are trying to throw in their chips and get ready to rebuild their teams for the future. Some are trying to make organizational moves, i.e. the Golden State Warriors. One of the teams who are interested in acquiring Giannis Antetokounmpo. There you go. I know I can do it. It's a big deal in Northern California, and we're going to talk about it because there is a lot at stake. I've been thinking about it over the past couple of days, and I tell you what, if Giannis is traded in this in this NBA trade window, I think he will land with the Golden State Warriors. If Milwaukee waits until the summer, there might be a few more teams that have an opportunity to obtain Giannis. But it looks good for the Warriors, though. It really does. I'm sure organizations around the NBA would be pissed off because this would be a continuum of what has taken place in the past when the Golden State Warriors somehow, some way get a great hand to play without suffering a tremendous rebuild. During the Joe Lacob era, that has not happened once they started rolling. A bit of circumstances have played a role in that process, but you have to want to come to the Warriors. Giannis Antetokounmpo is not coming to the Warriors unless he wants to. So that speaks to the attractiveness of the Golden State Warriors. I also want to say something. I'm a visual learner, so I don't have Giannis' full name in front of me. Otherwise, I could sound it out. So I'm doing it based on memory. But shout out to all the visual learners out there, okay? So if you want to talk about the Warriors, we can do so. My name is Frank Red at the start of the show, and this is the In the Dungeon Show. Hit the like button if you like the show. Subscribe if you think that it's worth your time. And everybody else who's already locked in, I want to thank you again for being so loyal and checking us out and hopefully walking away with some value during your time spent listening to the program or watching the program. We have a lot of people who watch the show on the phone, which is interesting to me because I don't really watch shows on the phone. But thank you. I appreciate you. I generally watch things on my computer. I know some watch the show on television, and that's all good. But yeah, if you want to talk about the Warriors, feel free to jump in with your comments in the chat line. San Francisco 49ers made what I think is a great move by hiring Raheem Morris as their new defensive coordinator. Kyle Shanahan has some experience with Raheem. Raheem is a slam dunk as far as I'm concerned. He basically made his reputation on the defensive side of the football, and he's a two-time head coach. So I think even from a brain trust perspective, he's going to add a lot to Kyle Shanahan because this guy is a successful head football coach. Why he got fired by Atlanta, to me, is bananas. And I don't know this for sure, but one of the reasons sometimes when former head coaches are not in a rush to become head coaches again is because they got years on their contracts. So they're still getting paid. And I think there's some type of mechanism by which if you get another head job, the team who fired you gets to split the difference of your new contract and stuff like that. But I think if you take a lesser role, I don't think that's the case. I think you keep all the money. So Raheem has positioned himself to not only do well financially, I believe, but he also gets an opportunity to be a member of one of the best organizations in the NFL and learn from one of the greats and Kyle Shanahan, and also soak up the love of how they do things and really position himself to do what Robert Saleh did last year, which is show that he's worthy again. Raheem Morris, I think, is one of the few guys who literally could be a head coach 3 times within a relatively short period of time. It would surprise me if Raheem gets another job next year, because I think he did a great job. You consider Atlanta won with their last 4 or 5 games. If you don't believe in the coach, you check out. Consciously or unconsciously, you check out. So big up to the 49ers. I want to talk to you all tonight about what they need to do to position this team to maybe challenge next year. Because it's a year-to-year proposition. Just because you were good this year, it doesn't mean you'll be good next year. And 49er fans have stated time and time again, being competitive, making the playoffs, is not good enough for them. And I understand. You have all them Lombardi trophies. You've never really dealt with tremendous despair like many of these teams have, and you expect to win. I get it. Not really my perspective, because I play football. I know how hard it is. But I'm intrigued by fans. I am. We expect to win. I get it. There's some luck involved also. With that said, the 49ers have a nice foundation, but there's some areas that they need to clean up. I'm always in get a lockdown corner camp. I don't think they have one, but they got some decent players. With DB, certainly offensive line. They got pretty good depth at linebackers because they've developed some guys that you can always do there. You can always go there. Certainly running back for Christian McCaffrey, still playing like a Pro Bowl caliber player, but he gets dinged up, and that's going to continue because he only knows one way to go, and that's full speed. And I respect that about him, but in the same breath, he's either 30 or he's pretty darn close to 30. So there's some areas the 49ers need to address. Tight end is another area. Even with Jake Tongas being a pretty solid player. He's a pass-catching tight end. Kittle is on a Hall of Fame track, particularly the 49ers going to the Super Bowl. But he's like, 31, 32? And he gets dinged up on a year-to-year basis. So the 49ers have a lot of work to do. I want to shout out Joe Lacob with regards to the Warriors. Because I think that there were probably some deals on the table for Jonathan Kuminga. I would not have taken any of them, to be quite honest with you. 0. That's how much I value his talent. But luckily for the Warriors, everything goes through Joe Lacob. Everything. I don't care what the titles are and who's in what position. So he's not going to make a bad deal. The only deal that Joe Lacob, I think, is going to make in the next week or so for Kuminga is one that lands them Giannis Antetokounmpo. Mike Dunleavy said, well, we're not going down the road of thinking about trading Jimmy Butler. Well, you might revisit that road. You might revisit that road if Giannis is in play. And it's fairly clean. When you look at the possibilities, the money works. Milwaukee gets a player in Jimmy Butler who might come back at some point next year. I think he will. And at the end of next season, you get $50 million off the books. Kuminga is a young, intriguing player. You're going to get another young player, probably Pods, and you'll get 2 first-round picks. That's what you're going to get. And I think that is the cleanest deal. The Warriors will probably get Giannis, certainly his brother, and maybe the guy who played for the Lakers. I can't think of his name right now. But they'll get him from Utah. Why can't I think of his name right now? But that's the deal. The Knicks, I think, at this stage in the season, watching them play tonight, listening to what James Dolan has said, and using my own critical thinking, the Knicks don't need Giannis. They really don't. Giannis makes them better, I believe, but at what cost? How many players do you have to give up? The Knicks have enough right now. What they need to do is get the players that they have to play at their best. We just saw it today. Cat Towns is added to the All-Star game. So you got an All-Star at center? You got an All-Star at center, and you got an All-Star at point guard, and some pretty good, better than average role players. Anunoby, are you kidding me? Beast. Rarely do I watch him play, he's not playing well. Bridges is kind of leveled off. He's a good player, but he's leveled off. He's probably not what they thought they were getting when they traded, 5 first-round picks to Brooklyn. But the Knicks have enough. If Giannis wants to be out now, he's coming to the Warriors. I don't think there's any doubt about that now. And guess what? I'm going to give you another nugget. I think the Warriors, if all of these wheels start turning, I think the Warriors are going to get Klay back too. I believe that. I think Klay Thompson, if there is a way, will finish his career as a Golden State Warrior. And why do I say that? Because Buddy Hield and a second-round pick to a team at some point that decides that we're going to cash in our chips, we're not going to play Anthony Davis. It makes sense. They can get something in return. They can do right by Klay. And, you kind of put the whole game back together. I think it's feasible. I remember a couple of weeks ago, Keys, who listens to this program, asked me what the final score of the national championship game is going to be. And I wrote something down. I said, it's going to be 28-21. What was the score? 27-21. I was 1 point off. Sometimes things come to me. Sometimes it's just logic. But what I'm putting out there now makes a lot of sense. So then you have a potential Kyle Kuzma is his name. There you go. I don't know what I had a brain freeze. I think Kyle Kuzma would come back with Giannis and his brother. His brother had to come back for paperwork. They would probably cut him. I don't know. They could possibly make it work if they get rid of some guys. What do you think about it? You think I'm just dreaming, or do you think there's some real possibilities some days I'm talking about? All right. So hopefully I wet your whistle with regards to the Warriors. Any other NBA stuff you want to talk about, we can. I'm going to talk about the Raiders also, who apparently are going to hire Clint Kubiak once the Super Bowl is over. And I laugh at that because I mentioned last week, listening to Tom Brady, who's gotten a lot better as a broadcaster, and I don't think he was ever as bad as some people said that he was. But he was effusive in his praise of Clint Kubiak last year. I'm sure you guys listened to it. Mike LaFleur, another LaFleur, now has a head job. He'll be the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. And I laugh about this because, in society, people always say, well, we want to hire the best candidate. Maybe he is the best candidate, but nepotism to me is a real thing. People don't want to admit it. They don't want to believe it, but it is a real thing. Just because you are the benefactor of nepotism, it doesn't mean that you're not qualified. It doesn't mean that you're not talented. It means that the door was open a little wider for you than it was for somebody else. That's what it means. I don't know why people get bent out of shape when people start talking about that stuff. If I have time tonight, I want to talk about the San Francisco Giants too. I rarely ever talk baseball, but I played baseball. I love baseball. I really do. And I'm not going to talk about the A's, that's for sure. But you got to give Posey some credit for the offseason that he's had. He hired an out-of-the-box manager in Tony Vitelli. And he's picked up some decent free agents. So Giant fans that are like, 81 and 81 again, you have an opportunity, I think, in a gateway to win 90 games this year. And winning 90 games puts you in contention to get a wild card. So I'm going to be watching the Giants this year. They got some pitchers. They always know how to build a staff. I think they're going to be okay in that regard. So salute to them. I want to give Eclipse some props also for winning a Grammy. I'm not a big award guy, but winning the Grammys is not nothing. It's actually a big deal when you consider that the Eclipse have been in the business for over 20 years. And when the brothers started to get together and do an album, to think that they could rise above the fray and make a classic album and ultimately win Best Rap Album of the Year, that's pretty impressive. So I've been working, y'all. I got a lot of topics that I did not mention that I might touch on, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to share some things that maybe I haven't talked about as well. I got a lot to talk about. Also got a movie review that I'll touch on probably the last 15 minutes of the show as well. But with that said, let's get the show started and go out and listen to the thoughts of the great Vicky. Vicky says, "Hi, Frank. How are you? I wish the Warriors would do something. How's your girls' basketball team doing? When are you releasing your new music? Can't wait to hear it." There's a lot there and always insightful. And it's interesting, Vicky, because everything that you said is topical in my life. First of all, I talked to my producer midweek. And, you know, he had a lot of things going on. He actually lives down in the Super Bowl Mecca area. So we were looking for some time for me to get in the studio, and we just said, you know what, let's wait 2 or 3 weeks after the Super Bowl, because it's going to be a mess. Some areas you can't go to. So I can't wait to get in the studio. And I'm going to tell you that the next release that I make, and it's going to be, I guarantee you, in about 4 to 6 weeks, I think you're going to like the song. All right, I think you're going to like it. As for my girls, we won our first game yesterday. We're now 1-1, and we won 26-11 to a team that we kind of scrimmaged and we lost to by 2. So it's always a good sign when I'm on the radio, when I'm talking in the podcast, and my voice sounds fine. I didn't have to raise my voice yesterday. I got a little emotional because I started to see some girls who were not trusting me starting to trust me. And that's really how you build a team. That's really what it's all about. I've never coached a team that was not good defensively. And these young ladies were actually doing what I asked them to do in terms of moving their feet and showing me their palms and being in great defensive position and not making bad fouls. I'm so proud of these young ladies. And we're in a position to have a really good season. So thank you for asking. We're doing fine. And I can't wait. We have practice tomorrow. So let's go. Young West, as a basketball player, would you rather win the NIT tournament or get knocked out early in the NC2A March Madness tournament? Definitely win a NC2A time. Definitely win an NC2A game. And that's kind of funny because when I was in college, we played in our league championship game. And we lost in the championship at Brendan Burns Arena. That would have taken us to the tournament. It did not happen. So I missed that opportunity. The flip side of that was I was selected to be on an NIT All-Star team from my play and got an opportunity to go to Asia and played in a tournament in Seoul, Korea, in which I actually won kind of a pre-Olympic gold medal. So that part worked out, but I wish I never would have had that opportunity and instead played in the NC2A tournament. That's an easy one. I want to pay you some respect. We'll try to really sound this out. Indigo, is that Indigo? Indigot? Gingigot. All right. Depends on what school you go to in your team. I think you're still talking about the NC2A, and I would disagree if you're talking about that. That's a once-in-a-lifetime spectacle that I think really stays with you for the rest of your life. So I played with some pros on my NIT All-Star team, and that was great. I think we had 3 pros on that team, and that was good because I was only a sophomore, and what it did for me was it validated that I was a pretty good player. So that was great. But playing an NC2A tournament is what all basketball players dream of. Second comment. The last several trades the Warriors have made are sus. What is that? Suspect? Give me some background on that. I don't know if the Warriors don't really make any trades. I mean, trades that did work was acquiring Andrew Wiggins from Minnesota, and they got a first-round draft pick. You're telling me that didn't work? That did work. They won the title. When I look at trades, and I also look at acquisitions. You're telling me that acquiring DeAnthony Milton, even last year at $10 million, when he got hurt, I still thought that was a smart move. They were able to sell him on a pretty light contract this year. And you think that hasn't worked out well? Where would the Warriors be without DeAnthony Milton? You got to give them some credit. Where the Warriors have run into challenges is developing their draft picks that they draft in the first round. That has not been good. They've got some bargain basement pieces that they've kind of nurtured into decent NBA players, but it should not have taken a guy like Moses Moody 5 years to become a legitimate 3-and-D guy, which is what he is at this point. And I think all of us watching basketball will probably draw the conclusion that that's what he is. Drafted 14th overall, good guy, good citizen, championship caliber player, but it should not have taken 5 years for him to become the best version of himself that we're watching this year. Vicky says Kittle was seen playing golf in a golf cart and hitting the ball in the golf cart. Really? He is hardcore. Can't walk, but still playing golf. Kittle's different. I mean, think about this. Would any of us be surprised if in 2 or 3 years we saw Kittle on Dancing with the Stars or Survival? What's it called? Survival? That's the show on CBS. That's what it's called. He's going to have a life outside of professional football. I don't know if it's in broadcasting. I don't know. Maybe it will be. Maybe he can kind of grunk himself into a decent career. But I think he's just a different guy who's affable, who people gravitate towards. So I'm a big George Kittle fan. Bridges too. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, so help me out. There's Mikal Bridges. We're talking about him. We're talking about Bridges from Charlotte in the Kuminga deal. I don't want that. That would be a bad pick for the Warriors. And I was watching like a replay of Bridges on Charlotte today, and he's kind of a man without a team because they got so many young players. I love watching Charlotte. And ironically, they really started to do something when Jordan sold the team. Now, am I saying that Jordan had anything to do with them not doing well over the past couple of years? That's not fair to him because Jordan did draft Brandon Miller. He did. But he did not draft Corkbrenner, and he certainly didn't draft Con Knipple, Zion Jones. I mean, whomever is running the show in Charlotte now, they know what they're doing. They're making some good decisions. And it's important to win, but it's equally important to be exciting. And I think that's what the Charlotte Hornets have been able to do. I enjoy watching them play against anybody. Young West says, if the Warriors can't get Giannis, do you think they'll try to get Lauri Markkanen or Sabonis or anyone else? No, I don't. And I'm gonna tell you why. I just watched the Warriors play Utah, and I was just I watch basketball, and yeah, I wanted the Warriors to win, but I love to watch great basketball. Lauri Markkanen is not a physical player. I can use some other adjectives that are probably not very positive. I'm not going to do that. But this is a guy who has perennial all-star talent. But he don't bring it every night. He don't. He doesn't. I believe he and Draymond Green would be fighting. I believe that because Draymond will look at this guy and say, wait a minute, you have twice as much talent as I do, and you're not producing? Did you guys see that game between the Warriors and Utah when the Warriors just mopped the floor with them? They talk about what a great coach Hardy is. I guess I would have to be in practice every day to really see his impact. Or maybe he get a directive from Danny Ainge that says, listen, dude, we really don't want you to coach and show what you have right now. We're trying to get AJ DeBonza. We're trying to get Darren Peterson in this year's draft. And sometimes the business takes over. But I'm not happy with what I see in Lauri Markkanen. I'm not. Sabonis is limited. Good player, not a great player. Warrior fans would be highly upset to see a guy who could take him to maybe the second round in the playoffs at best. That's not what they want. So, no, neither one of those guys would work for me. Did you see Michigan and Michigan State game? I saw a little bit of that. Vicky. I know it was a great game, and it went in overtime, but I was watching UConn. I love watching UConn. Daisy Fudd, she's going to be a beast in the WNBA this year. I believe there will be a season. So I was watching UConn. If you were watching Michigan State, you're talking about the women's game today? I think you probably are. I know it was a great game. I know it was. Fiancis, his name is. He is. I'm not great with names that are not right in front of me, so I don't want to kill the guy. I actually like Giannis's brother as a player. I do. He's a hustle guy. Kerr would love him. Steve Kerr would love him. Giannis, I'm going to stop right there. But yeah, if he came to the Warriors, he would probably get on the floor because Kerr rewards guys who hustle. And he hustles, but you only can have so many players. I'm going to tell you a guy who I think is in trouble right now. Quentin Post. And I've said this for a year and a half. Dude, don't build your NBA dreams on making a three-point shot. Don't do that. It's such a tiny part of the game. Make yourself valuable in all aspects of the game. Minus, until the past 10 games or so, he was actually playing more physical. Maybe the past 5. But he lives with bad performances shooting the basketball. If he's not making perimeter shots, I think he feels that he has no value. And that's not true. Your value is as a basketball player. Somebody setting picks, somebody rebounding, playing post defense, filling the lane, diving on the floor, getting loose balls, hard fouls. That's your essence of your career, not making a three-point shot. Because guess what? You go through slumps. It's all right. We see the value of Al Horford. Al Horford can play another 2 years, playing 20, 25 minutes a game. One of the smartest defensive players in the history of the NBA. This dude is bright, which is why he can still play. And I'm like, Quentin Post, wait a minute. You're practicing with Draymond Green and Al Horford every day, and your value as a defensive player is not accelerating as fast as it should. There's no excuse for that. It wouldn't surprise me if the Warriors traded him or they included him in one of these whack deals that they might, try to do just to kind of get the money right. It bothers me because he's missing a real opportunity. I want to see the young man win. He's literally the antithesis of Guy Santos. Why would you get rid of Guy Santos? Why? They're not getting rid of Guy Santos. As hard as that plays. Vicky says, Dodgers winning the West, but like you said, the wild card's in play. Yeah. Which is all you really need, Vicky, because in MLB, we've seen wild card teams winning. So why not save 50 million, 60 million, get a competitive team, get in the party, and then win it? All right, at HIGG, at Higsby, is that right, Higsby? Thank you for stepping in the dungeon, I appreciate you. At this point, the Dodgers might be trading for Giannis. They can afford him, right? They can certainly afford him. Let's see how this works. All right, SGA, Shadal. The San Francisco Giants just went out and signed Harrison Bader and Luis Arez arrived to the roster. What are your thoughts on the Giants signing Arez and Bader? Bader is a pitcher who's had some success. Arez, I like. I mean, he started with the Miami Marlins. Had like a 50-game hitting streak, something like that. I followed his career. He's a 300 hitter. Has had great success over the past couple of years with the San Diego Padres. He wanted to play second base. The Giants giving him the opportunity to do it. Let's go. So that was a great move. He probably had some opportunities that might have been a little more attractive, but I think he liked what the Giants are doing. And Arez, visual and audio. So I would have to hear his pronunciation and get it right. I'm on top of it. It's a very good move. Coos EG 3. If the Warriors don't get Giannis by Thursday morning, could you see a last-minute trade with the Kings who could flip newly acquired DeAndre Hunter or Kuminga? That's a brilliant take. That is an absolute brilliant take. The answer is yes. Can we fire Shams and hire you? Because I haven't heard that. Now, did you steal it from somebody? Is this you in all of your greatness coming up with a gem? Because that was a gem. I don't know if there's any stipulations that speak to how fast you can trade a player that you just acquired. I don't know. But logically and from a talent perspective, I think it makes sense. I think Kerr would do it in a second. Kerr would do it in a second. And I also think that Scott Perry would do it because Scott Perry is in love with Kuminga. He loves Kuminga. DeAndre Hunter, I think, was a smart acquisition that Scott Perry made by trading Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder for an asset. He's an asset. A nice asset. I think Kerr would do it in a second. I'm not convinced Joe Lacob would do it. I think Dunleavy could be convinced that it's a good trade. Yeah, man. Pretty sensible. Higsby. Oh, is that Higsby? Yeah, it's Higsby. In terms of title contention, it really is Giannis or bust for the Warriors. Trey Murphy, Michael Porter Jr., and Wiggins, for example, aren't moving the needle with an injured Jimmy. It's Giannis or bust. Yes, I totally agree. The exciting thing is there's a real possibility that it could happen. Because when you listen to these guys, the people who get paid to give information, they don't always get it right. I mean, sometimes people who just follow basketball are more in line without having access to calling an organization or calling the NBA office. This is what Milwaukee's going to get. They're going to get a young, talented player in Jonathan Kuminga type. You have Miles Turner there. You have Ryan Rollins, another Warrior draftee. You got Jimmy Butler. You have his contract. You got 2 first-round picks. And you could probably squeeze Moody out of the Warriors instead of Paz, or Paz instead of Moody. But that's what you're going to get. That's it. So we'll see what happens over the next couple of days. I want to see Kuminga play on Tuesday, but I don't think he's going to play based on all this stuff hanging in the balance. Keys, what's up? How you doing? He says, what's up, Frank? Paul George let a lot of Sixer fans down. Hate to speculate, but I don't think he got busted for performance drugs. His suspension should come with rehab. That was shocking. And I just assumed that it was PED related. I don't know. We don't know. But to think that it could be something else would be really, really shocking to me. I'm a Paul George guy. I like Paul George. I think around the league, he generally has a good reputation. So if it was something outside of maybe a medication that he was taking that got in the lane of this is a drug you should not take, and he made a foolish decision, it happens. None of us are perfect. But this is a bad look. And the fact that he acknowledged it's a bad look and he let people down, maybe he can learn from it. I'm not a person who doesn't like to see people overcome challenges. I do. But this is a bad look for Paul George. It really is. The whole Philadelphia 76er thing has not worked out well for Philly. It's worked out well for Paul. He got a big contract. But if I'm the Philadelphia 76ers, as they are constituted right now, with Embiid seemingly as healthy as he's been in probably 4 years, to not have another solid number 2 or 2A, a 2B, that's going to hurt Philadelphia. So he got 25 games, which means that he'll be back before the season's over. We'll see what happens. I just spoke to a Shadar. Let me see. What are your thoughts on Paul George getting suspended from Philadelphia? Yeah, I just spoke to it. It's a bad look. Hopefully he can recover. What are your thoughts on Raheem Morris becoming the next defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers to replace Robert Saleh? I think this is the big move for the 49ers to get Morris. I agree. I said I like it. I think it's a brilliant move. One of the things about Raheem Morris that I like is that he understands the politics of the NFL. He gets it. He doesn't allow himself to get too emotional about things that happen to you that maybe you could look at and go, you know what, I got screwed. He doesn't do that. In fairness to him, he keeps it moving. And it takes a lot of maturity, professionalism, and just, again, that intrinsic knowledge of this is how professional sports work. I'm not going to allow it to hold me down. I'm going to keep it moving. So I think Raheem's going to do a phenomenal job next year. I think the players are going to really be comforted that Raheem is here, knowing that they're losing a great defensive coordinator and Robert Saleh. I think it's going to work out well. What I'm a little concerned about, and I'm sure Cal and Lynch and Robert Saleh talked about it to the extent that they could, I think you're going to probably have some guys on the 49ers get poached by the Tennessee Titans who are coming up on contracts. Like Jair Brown, you might go red. I ain't worried about Jair Brown. Okay. But I think that you're probably going to have some guys on that defense that showed up this year looking for property in Nashville. Wow, Vicky, this is great. What an awesome take. Kittle the wrestler. He's only about 235. I guess, that's great. Because what a personality. I mean, you can see Kittle coming into the ring with like a plastic act, like he's a 49er with a 49er hat on. And good call, Vicky. Pro wrestling, why not? Gingy Got. Charles Barkley is hyping Charlotte. I saw that. Charles gets it right sometimes. But aesthetically, I just like how they play. And I also have a lot more respect now for LaMelo Ball. I didn't particularly like his game. But I'm watching him now over the past 15, 20 games. And this is the best iteration that we've seen of LaMelo Ball. He looks really good. And I think that he was on the block. To the extent that they could trade him, I don't know if Charlotte could. But I think that they were exploring their options. That's no longer the case anymore. This guy is playing like a top 7 point guard in the NBA right now. He's balling. And one of the things that he can do, and I'm very acute in my analysis of players, LaMelo can get all the way to the basket. Partly because his ball handling skills are pretty good. He has his head up, but he can get to his right side. He can finish, and he can also find players on the wing when defenses converge on him that gives guys like Con Knipple driveway jump shots or Brandon Miller. So Charlotte has a good thing going. They really do, which is why they would love to fleece Jonathan Kuminga from the Warriors for Bridges. The Warriors are too smart. I mean, Laker was way too smart for that. It's not going to happen. Key says Hornets, Knipple, and Brandon Miller look good. Can that franchise finally be rising? I think so. I think we're all watching. There's a coolness factor about them with their young players. And I think LaMelo is the guy who needs to continue to show that fan base and show ownership and his fans that he's a serious basketball player. No one's going to doubt his talent. But is he a serious basketball player? He looks really good right now. He really does. And I'm going to say something else too, because I made a tweet a couple of days ago. I was talking about LeBron. Now, I don't think I would call myself a LeBron fan. What I am is a LeBron supporter. Not just LeBron, the basketball player. I just really admire his journey. I think it's been tremendous. The things about him as a player, things he says that, I'm kind of an old school guy. So some of the things he says, I don't like. For example, LeBron insinuated that playing 82 games in today's NBA, you really can't do it. And he made a point about when Jordan, AC Green, and those guys were playing 82 games a year, they were able to do it because of the pace. The pace was a lot slower. He goes, with the pace of the game today, inherently you're going to have these soft tissue injuries. And I initially was like, come on, man, really? Really? Do you think the great players of the past, the Stocktons, the Malones, the Jordans, all these guys wouldn't adjust? And I had to think about it for a second. I don't think he's right, but when I started watching basketball over the past couple of days, he got one thing right. The pace of the games is a lot faster than it was 20, 25 years ago. There's no doubt about that. How many times have we seen Charles Oakley hand the ball to a Knick guard and literally jog up the court to the opposing free throw line? You don't see that anymore. So he made a great point. But he didn't make the point that, oh yeah, we fly private jets now. Back in the day, those players fly commercially. I remember we played Notre Dame in South Bend, Indiana. And what would happen is you would fly into Chicago, then you would drive to South Bend. They don't really have like major airports. So I remember going back to Chicago en route to New York, and I saw guys on the Knicks literally running in the airport to make their connection. These guys today, they don't worry about stuff like that. They go from the arena to the bus, literally to their private planes. It makes things a lot easier. So while I think LeBron made a good point, players who want to play. Harrison Barnes right now has played in 350 plus games, consecutive games. Mikal Bridges on the Knicks, I don't know if he's ever missed a game. I think he might have missed one in his entire NBA career. So, I mean, even if LeBron thinks that, to try to give himself like a little cover against the all-time greats, he shouldn't do that. First of all, he doesn't have to. His career stacks up against anybody. And it's probably a matter of preference. There are people who are diehard basketball fans now that never saw Michael Jordan play. It's like someone who saw Bill Russell play telling us how great Bill Russell was. We respect Bill Russell. We look at his stats, but there's something about seeing people play that kind of changes your perspective a little bit. So look, I don't like to see LeBron defending himself. That bothers me. I'm like, dude, you're 40 plus years old, still. LeBron's a top 50 player in the NBA, right? Would you say that? I think he's a top 50 player. Just got added to the All-Star game. Still a top 50 player. It's amazing. Okay, Vic, your men's game on Friday when they lost to Michigan. I saw a little bit of it. I was locked in, I think, on another pro game. It was really close, and then it wasn't. Izzo was really mad. Why was Izzo so mad? I would assume it was the officiating. I like both of those teams. I'm a big Izzo guy. I think in the Big Ten playoffs, you're going to see that battle again. I like Michigan State. Genji says, Giannis bro has size and can defend. Yeah, his name is Thanasis. That's his name, Thanasis. I like Thanasis. Thanasis has played really good basketball, but particularly internationally. He's been on Olympic teams. When he got in the game as a member of Milwaukee, I don't know why Doc Rivers don't play him. I have no idea why Doc Rivers doesn't play Thanasis. I think Kerr would play him. My man Key says Shakur Stevenson winning his 4th title last night, tying De La Hoya, was incredible. He reminds me of Sugar Ray. He's a legend already at only 28. Amazing. Yeah, he's about his business. I didn't see the fight, but I know his work. And yeah, give me your take on Gervonta Davis, who is really talented, but life is getting in the way. I mean, you sound like you're a boxing fan, Keith. So tell me, what do you think about all the stuff that's happening to Davis? It's kind of a mess. And it's unfortunate if you think he's a really good boxer. Stevenson just goes about his business, and like you said, I mean, he's already a legend at the age of 28. Is Guy Santos a solid rotation player for the Warriors? I like his game, his hustle. I'm rooting for Guy Santos, and I think that he has done more than enough this year to not only get a contract for next year, to get a multi-year deal. I think he deserves it. As a second-round pick, a guy who played a lot of games in the G League, I'm happy for him. Guy Santos has one glaring problem and challenge to overcome. He doesn't have a high basketball IQ. On a scale of 1 to 10, he's probably a 7, and I'm being nice. And for somebody who's been around the Warriors now 3 or 4 years, he should be at least an 8. And he's not. Too many ridiculous fouls. Because when you're a rotation player, you might have to start 15 games because of injuries. Could Guy Santos start 15 games for a good NBA team and actually put numbers up? I don't know if he can do that. So I think he deserves a contract. I've been impressed with him this year. He's improved in every facet of the game. He can make shots. He's not afraid, but his IQ is holding him back from really getting paid. And here's the irony. I think the Warriors like him, and they'll negotiate against his flaws when signing him to a contract. Why does Schroeder keep getting traded? He keeps getting traded because of a couple of reasons. Number one reason, Dennis Schroeder always looks good on the opposing team that's playing against you. So remember when he cooked the Warriors? Brooklyn came here last year, early in the season, and they cooked the Warriors. Dennis Schroeder made every shot, he made every pass, and they were like, whoa, we didn't know he was that good. And then they acquired him, and they was like, he's not that good. Then he goes to Detroit last year and balls out in the playoffs, and Zach was like, we don't have anybody, let's get Schroeder. They got him. And then they signed Russell Westbrook as a free agent and realized Russell was better than he was. Now, I'm being a little cynical. Here is the main reason why he keeps getting traded. He is exemplary in his professionalism. That's why he gets traded. Because he shows up to work, gives 100% in practice. He's not afraid to hold all-star players accountable. And he's available. So teams know that Dennis Schroeder, he's never going to come into your organization and stink up your locker room, be unprofessional. It really speaks to him in glowing terms. It's the equivalent to Josh Johnson in the NFL. Josh Johnson's been traded, I believe, 14 times. Same thing with Dennis Schroeder. This is his 11th team. So at the end of the day, it's really about his professionalism that allows him to continually get traded. That's a good thing. Paul George said it was mental health medication. Isn't that prescribed by a doctor? Was he subscribing himself mental health medication? I don't want to speculate, but if you're getting treatment for mental health, which is a real thing, wouldn't you go through the proper channels? You got a professional doctor to prescribe medicine? That I don't know, man. And it's going to cost him millions. This guy's going to miss 25 games. We'll never get to the bottom of that. Probably because he isn't a great scorer, Vicky. I think you're talking about Schroeder. He can go cold on you. If Kittle became a wrestler, I'm going to have to be a kid again to watch wrestling. What a personality. What a great Niner. Love George. Yeah, that's my deal about him, man. I mean, is there a more authentic 49er than George Kittle? I don't think so. I don't think so. You know, there isn't like, oh, well, I'm going to thank God first, or he's just Kittle. He's just Kittle. You know, one of the leaders of the tight end camp. Big fan of George Kittle. As a matter of fact, I don't wear player jerseys who are currently playing. I don't wear them anyway. I would wear, Walt Clark Frazier, somebody like that. But I generally don't wear player jerseys. If I saw a George Kittle nice jersey that I could get at half price or swap meet or something that was big enough for me to put on, I'd buy it. I'll wear his. I like what he stands for. Interesting take, Vicky. Vicky says you take the dad out of ball, and now he's a fine player. Well, I think that some of the challenges that LeVar Ball has had in his life has maybe given him a different perspective. I hope he's doing well. And you can't not acknowledge the incredible thing that he did, literally from the ground up, in the like of Richard Williams. I mean, he basically reared his kids to be professional athletes, leading that process himself, telling everybody that it was going to happen when these were like babies. They were kids. And to think that he got 2 out of 3 to be NBA players, it's pretty remarkable. So I give credit to LeVar and Mrs. Ball as well, who was a major influence, obviously. So hopefully he's doing well. He had his leg amputated for health reasons, and I just hope the guy's doing great. Aussie rules joining the party. Thank you. How you doing, brother? Ginger Goat says, what are your, WWE has a lack of start ATM. Kittle was more charismatic than most WWE stars. Yeah, I don't like things that are so contrived. Not a big WWE fan because it's too theatrical to me. It doesn't work for me. But I think there's a diversionary market out there that loves it. More power to them. There's a lot of jobs being filled and all that good stuff. But it doesn't really do it for me. I would watch for a couple of minutes if Kittle was doing it, though. That's how much I think of him. What are your thoughts on Joel Embiid getting snubbed as a reserve for the 2026 NBA All-Star Game, marking the first time in his recent career that he has missed the All-Star team? It's a math problem, Shadal. I don't think he played enough games to warrant being added to the All-Star game unless his name was LeBron. So, no, he didn't make it, but I'm going to say this. Do you think Philly wants him to play in the All-Star game? The guy hasn't been healthy in multiple years, and finally, over the past 6 to 10 games, he's looking like the guy who they're paying $175 million to. It's a good thing that he's not playing. Austin Rule says, how many years Steph and Giannis might play? I think they can squeeze out 3. It becomes this year and 2 more. And I think that'll be it. It's tough to say for sure in 4 years. That's okay. You're answering the question. All right. Key says, do you believe Curry plays more than his contract? I believe he got 1 more year. Yeah, I think he will. He's kind of intimated that playing to 40 is something that he's interested in doing. I think he will. I mean, if you're healthy enough. Now, watching Stephen limp around the court against Detroit the other night, I think gave us all pause. That was a bad look. And if he's not hurt, that's just arthritis, that's tendonitis. Those are problems that people who are aging have late in their 30s and their 40s. That was not a good look. And if you are signing up to pay him a contract of $70 million, that would give you pause also. Because we don't know when it's going to go bad. It's going to go bad at some point. So I think he's going to play 2 more years after this. I do believe that. RC Rules. In my opinion, Steph should form ownership group Las Vegas, Seattle, and Portland. If it was only that easy, that as a player you can decide if you want to be a part of an ownership group, and the rest of the owners say, "Yeah, come on, we'll help you make $1 billion." Not that easy. Wonder if Laker has deal to sell percentage of the Warriors to Steph once retired. Can Steph afford it? I mean, think about that. I've always said this. Rich people don't get rich. I'm talking insanely rich by giving their money away. And if they're going to give some nuggets away, rarely do they do it to players. So that's a nice gesture. I would love to see Steph get some of the love that he deserves. But we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars. I would love to see Steph latch on to one of those expansion teams. Vegas, Seattle, and if he can be a part of a ownership group, like a Portland, but Portland will probably be sold while he's still playing, I'm all for it. Sue Bird has ownership in the Seattle Storm. I thought that was great. I would love to see Steph get the love he deserves. Gingy Goat says, I wish they would play Gee more and get away from the 3 small guard lineups. Guy Santos fouled a lot. His minute per foul is probably one of the highest in the NBA. With that said, he has games in which he looks really, really good. So I'm a fan of Guy Santos. I mean, to make it to where he is right now is remarkable. Schroeder is a small guard that didn't fit with Curry. Schroeder also looked great on the Canadian Olympic team. No, you mean the German Olympic team from Germany, not Canada. But I get your point. Gervonta Davis needs to retire from boxing. Wow. Find God and be the best father he can be. Think he has enough money? Or should that not even matter? Vicky says Steph wants to play in the Olympics and then retire. I would love to see him play on an Olympic team, Vicky. I want to see that. I do. Frank, what are your thoughts on the 2026 Grammy Awards? Two things made the show for me. The Clips won a Grammy, and Bad Bunny won Album of the Year. And it has nothing to do with Bad Bunny's music. And if you think that there's no wink stuff associated with the Grammys, then you're out of your mind. This is a guy who I watched a program, I want to say at 2 o'clock in the morning on Saturday last night, 2 or 3. And what it did was it was an hour show on Bad Bunny. And it talked about Bad Bunny's residency in Puerto Rico and how this guy, one of theirs, literally generated damn near $500 million in income for a ruined economy in Puerto Rico. People flying in from all over the world to see him in concert. All of the small restaurants, the bed and breakfasts in Puerto Rico, in those areas, they all benefited from this one guy. That sealed it for me. Now, I haven't heard a Bad Bunny song that I like. That doesn't mean I have heard one that I don't like either. I'm not that familiar with his music. But I'm familiar with him. I'm glad he won tonight. Hopefully, he's going to be well received in the Super Bowl. I think he should be. And I think this is how you move the needle. So I'm happy for Bad Bunny and the Clips won the Grammy tonight. That was enough for me. Why can't the Warriors get relief from Jimmy's injury? I think it was a date thing. I think past a certain date, you can't get any relief. And I think they passed that date. That was it. All right. Let me the Super Bowl to me is theater. I'm going for Seattle. I want their fans to exercise, the giving the ball to Marshawn Lynch memory forever. I think if they win the Super Bowl, that will be gone. They won't talk about it. It'll be a trivia question, but they won't have to live with that. And I want to see Sam Darnold win a Super Bowl because in some real meaningful ways, if Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl, his life will be different forever. And for this kid to come out of USC as a 20-year-old and get drafted by the Jets and get the living snot beat out of him and literally be hanging on the edge of whether or not he even had a career, to make it back to this point, to kill all the doubters. I'm sure there's still some more. He got some more to kill next week. I hope he wins. That's about it. That's about my interest in it. Beyond that, I'm gonna have some good food. I'm gonna do a show on Sunday nights, and that, that'd be cool. Oh, the other thing about the Grammys that I was happy to see was Olivia Dean won Best New Artist. I was on Olivia Dean really early to the party. Now, she's put out multiple albums. This was her debut wide world release album. But as an artist myself, I connected with Olivia Dean real early on. She has a lot of stuff on the internet, and I just like her. I like her personality. She's classy, good songwriter, got some flavor, and she won Best New Artist. So I was happy to see Olivia Dean do that, because a lot of times artists from Europe or Britain, they get nominated in the United States, but they don't always win. She's going to kill it with the Brits. Lola also won for her song, Messy. What's Lola's last name? I love that song also. So good on the Brits. That was great. Now, my quick movie review. I saw a movie this weekend called Shelter by Jason Statham. Jason Statham rarely misses. Rarely. And he didn't miss in this movie called Shelter. If you like Jason Statham movies, you're going to like this movie. Lola Young. Thank you, Shadal. Lola Young won. What was funny to me about Shelter, Jason Statham's new movie, was they took more than a few liberties from the Jason Bourne franchises. And I guess copying or imitation is the greatest form of flattery. Is that it? Well, I mean, they were backslapping the producers of the Jason Bourne series nonstop for an hour and 50 minutes. But I liked it. I thought it was entertaining. Yeah. So it was definitely worth my time. Not going to be nominated for any Academy Awards anytime soon. But I love to see Jason Statham do his thing. And oh, by the way, there is a young actress who played kind of the person who he is. She plays the young girl who helps him in his hero journey. And she's brilliant. Her name is Bohi Ray. Bohi Ray Brefnachuk. Or Bohi Ray Brefnachuk. And she's from Europe, maybe from London. 14 at the time. You're going to hear from her. She's excellent. Ginger Go. Yeah, check it out. Check out Shelter. It was good. Shadal, are you serious? I would love for Frank Red to get nominated for a Grammy. All right, well, put up $350,000 and we can make it happen. Frantic Rage. Love Statham's recent movies. Basically, same character, but it works for him. It does, doesn't it? That's my guy, man. He's actually athletic enough. He swims well. He looks like, one of those operative type guys. And he usually has a pretty thin layer of a real story that he works to the best of his ability. That's a good thing. All right, y'all. I don't know if we can do any more, man. We've done everything else. What we're going to find out. This is what I'll tell you. Yeah, he has martial arts skills also. Frantic Rage. Yeah, he does. If the Warriors obtain Giannis Antetokounmpo, I will do a show. Okay? So, if In the Dungeon does an impromptu show the next couple of days, it's because the Golden State Warriors have secured the services of Giannis. and we're going to talk about it. All right? Now, hit the like button. If you contributed to the program or you're just listening, hit the like button. We're getting a little stale in terms of our numbers. We're trying to get to 1,000. We're going to get there. We're definitely going to get there. It's a matter of when, not if. But subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. All right? I want to thank you all tonight for joining me in conversation and helping this program be great. And I want to thank y'all. All right, I'm going to do my thing, get out of here. Success and getting paid is a manifestation of the whole process. If you as an individual don't do things to help other people make their lives better, as far as I'm concerned, you haven't done nothing. Good night, everybody. I'm Frank Red, and I will see you in the near future. Peace.